On Tuesday, Anthony Mantha was acquired from the Washington Capitals for a second-round pick and a fourth-round pick. Size, talent, we felt, I've mentioned, I think, earlier this year, we felt that we would at some point want to add a veteran winger, and he was a player that was identified by our pro staff and a real target for us. That's why we were aggressive in terms of trying to complete that trade early, and he's a motivated player that's had a real good season in Washington. We think complements our forward group very well. Would be on Wednesday. We acquired Noah Hanifin from the Calgary Flames for a first-round pick, which is now confirmed to be in 2026. Conditional third-round pick with that, and defenseman Daniel Mirmanov. And in Noah Hanifin, we get a really high-end, smooth, skilled, great skater, defenseman. He's at the right age. He's 27 years old. He's played in the league a long time, which is why he's a free agent, a potential free agent at the age of 27. And we really feel that he is a player that's going to have an immediate impact on our team. Very well regarded across the National Hockey League. He's a real good NHL defenseman that we are thrilled to have in our organization. And then most recently, this morning, acquiring Tomas Hertl from the San Jose Sharks for a first-round pick in 2025. David Edstrom, who was our first-round selection in 2023, and in return we get Tomas Hertl with 17% salary reduction, which puts him on our salary cap at $6.75 million, and as well we receive third-round draft choices from San Jose in 2025, 2027. Hertl is currently sidelined with a knee injury. We do anticipate that he will be available in the regular season. We'll know a little bit more with respect to that timeline once he is examined by our trainers, but we are hopeful that he will play before the regular season is concluded. And he had a minor procedure on his knee, I believe, on, I want to say February 12th, but you'd need to check that. But we're comfortable that he'll be in our lineup in the regular season. Contrary to popular belief, we don't go after every good player. We go after good players we like, good players we identify, opportunities we identify. And this week we were able to acquire each of the three players that we wanted to bring into our organization. We wanted to help our team. Our recent play hasn't been good enough. We know that. We'll fix that. When you're a general manager, you're a 35,000-foot view on your organization, not just the hockey team, but your entire organization. We can't let the fact that we lost a game last night change anything about what we're doing. It's a lot broader perspective than that. I think the one thing that we do feel strongly about, our players have earned the respect for management to try to help. And I think when you have a room full of champions, that it's easy for us to want to improve the talent and continue to add and try to help and try to put our team in a position to achieve that again. So that was the thought process of the things that went into bringing us to where we are. Health updates. Mark Stone. When he was injured, I made my mind up that when we had media availability after the trade deadline, we would share with the media and our fans what we can. Mark had a very serious injury, a lacerated spleen. He will miss at least the regular season. I don't know how much more than that he will miss. It's really an unknown for us, and these are different type of injuries than what hockey players or athletes normally sustain. This is all about CT scans that determine the health of the spleen. It's impossible to know what the timeline is. I'm sure every single person in this room has Googled lacerated spleen, and you can tell that it's a little bit of a tough one to pinpoint in terms of circling a date on the calendar. So we wish Mark a healthy recovery. There's no reason to expect that he won't have a healthy recovery. I don't think this puts him at risk in any way longer term, but it is going to take the time that it is going to take. So that's the update on Mark Stone. Will Carrier had an upper body injury. We expected that he probably would be back, certainly skating, maybe playing by now. His return has been complicated by illness, by pretty serious illness, so that slowed him down a little bit. Pavel Dorofeyev will return tomorrow. I believe he's been taken off IR. If he hasn't yet, he will be soon. Brett Howden would have skated today. Had our team skated, he would have skated in a non-contact jersey, so he's getting close. Alec Martinez had a procedure, a lower body procedure, after we arrived home from our 5-game trip, and he'll be out of the lineup short term. I think that covers the people that aren't in the lineup. I've tried to explain the thought process behind the moves and recognize the people that help us make these trades. So
when did you come about to know that Hertl could be available? So many guys were talked about, but guys that are under contract for a long time aren't necessarily usually on the market. So how did that come about? And then also the recent play of the team, how much did that weigh into your decision making the last week?
Both good questions. The recent play doesn't come into play. You have to, we're all happier when we win the next day than when we lose, but you have to have the perspective that this is a way bigger decision than the day-to-day, right? It's far more outreaching than that. I think with sorry, Adam, your question again, the second part?
I guess how did it come to be that Hertl that you knew was available?
Yeah, sorry. We talked, we had Tomas Hertl, I don't know if it was part of the release or not. Tomas Hertl had a full no-move contract, I guess is probably publicly available. We approached San Jose before he got hurt. So it was that long ago that I talked to San Jose. He got hurt, and that certainly changes the dynamic. First of all, we didn't know how badly. So once we had a little more feel for that, we re-engaged, and Mike and I talked about this a lot. We had to involve his representatives because of the no move, and the team had to go to the player. Like it was a deal like that gets pretty complex, especially to Steve's question with the retention, with the term, and all of those things. That one is one that we had to work at for a long time. Well, my comments to Tomas Hertl were, Thomas, if you play as good with us as you did against us, we'll all be happy. So he's been a player that we've had tremendous regard for. You know him because he's in the division. You know him because he was a younger person as part of what was a tremendous rivalry. I think that he's going to be a real good fit for us. I think, and again, we have a real good feel for him. Our pro scouts had lots of viewings on him, but. I ran into Derek England at lunch, and you can't move the guy. Like he just he just remembers him so well, right, from playing against him. And he's one of the things I never mentioned, and it was true of Barbashev last year. We said it this a year ago. Barbie was a little different than what we had. So is Tomas Hertl. And the size, the power, the net front presence, the puck protection. He's elite in those areas. He really is, and I think that it complements what we have. No different than we felt Ivan Barbashev was different than what we had. That was an important reason behind our interest in those players.